The Hunter exam arc. The opening arc of Hunter x Hunter. My take on the whole arc. My thoughts on it. So, when we're first introduced to the story of Hunter x Hunter, we are sort of told what a hunter is. A person who seeks the mysterious unknown, treasure hoards, unexplored places, the unknown. Those people that are captivated by its spell are known as hunters. So this opening sequence sort of sets the premise of what this story is mainly about. This is a story about hunters, hence the name Hunter x Hunter, or Hunter Hunter, or Hunter Hunter. So at the beginning of the story, we're introduced to a little boy who's about 12 years old, named Gold Freaks. So we notice him fishing, and he's fishing for something. He's fishing for a giant sea monster known as the boss of the lake. So he captures it while blending in with his surroundings. He got a camo on. He waited patiently, and then he catches this humongous fish, and he tells his Aunt Mito. He tells Aunt Mito because it was a promise made between them. If Gold caught this fish, he would be allowed to take the Hunter exam. Gold's main motivation in taking the Hunter exam is to find his deadbeat father, Gene Freaks. So Gold is just curious about his father, and he wants to meet him. He wants to know why being a hunter was so good that he decided not to meet his own son. So Gold sets out to be a hunter so he can have some thoughts about the whole situation. He just want to know why his father abandoned him, and he wants to meet his father. He wants to meet his deadbeat father, but it's understandable. Some people are just curious to meet their father. So, that's what I was thinking. So, since the beginning of the opening act of Hunter x Hunter was about hunters and people exploring the unknown, I was sort of captivated by this. Even though, Gold was just, a 12-year-old kid, I had a feeling there would be some type of mix where Gold is a kid, man, but he ain't no normal kid, and how right I was. Cause Gold was raised on Whale Island. He grew up in the forest. He has abnormal human instincts. I don't assume most people who live in the forest or whatever don't have these type of instincts and strength. Well, Gold has a sense of smell that's better than a dog. He can basically blend in with his environment. He has superhuman strength. He has superhuman instincts. He's not a normal kid. He can tell when he got on the boat to begin the Hunter exam, he could tell a storm was brewing. And he's a most shonen protagonist, pure of heart. And we're introduced to the other main cast of the story later on. Leorio, Killua, and Kurapika. They all have different dynamics and reasons for taking the Hunter exam. Killua is just taking the Hunter exam. His family is the Zoldycks, a family of assassins that just kill people for fun. They don't kill people for fun, they're assassins. They kill people for money. And then we have Leorio. Leorio, we thought, at least I thought, he was just a selfish man. He said, man, he was only in it for the money, man. That's why he wanted to become a hunter. But we learned later on that basically, man, he wanted to become a hunter, man, so he could become a doctor. And, getting a hunter license, helps him out with all of that. So he can pawn it, get some money and stuff like that. So, people won't die to the same disease as Fred could have died to if he had money. So that's the reason. And then we have Kurapika. He's from the Kurta clan. Basically the Uchiha clan, but for Hunter x Hunter, it's nah. But the Kurta clan is special because when they feel very emotional, their eyes turn scarlet. And basically, Kurapika's whole village and family was murdered by the Phantom Trope, a gang of killers and thieves that just killed his entire clan for these eyes and then sell it. He wants to get revenge, which is very understandable, and having a hunter's license will help him get it because it opens a lot of doors. So, as the hunter exam goes on, we learn a lot about the characters. We learn a lot about the different characters. One of the main villains or one of the other main characters who's a villain, I don't know what he is the pervy clown Hisoka. Hisoka is a master at like deception and killing people. And like early on in the story, man, he saw that Gold and his friends were special. And then he saved Gold for later so he could child predator him, so he could fight him. So like he saw Gold and his lads were special because like when he encountered Hisoka, it was when there was this, like there were many phases of the Hunter exam. The first phase was like getting there. And the first phase of the actual exam was basically they had to follow this guy, Goto, I think his name was. And he could basically walk very fast. Like he walked so fast that it's a run for average people. So basically the first part of the exam, they basically had to follow him. And it was basically like a marathon because this dude was they was jogging like 30, 40 miles at a high pace. And the whole reason for that was to call all the BS hunters to decide who the real hunters were. And basically, Hisoka, during that whole trial, Hisoka was about to like kill Leorio, but Gold was like, bro, he my man. So he went back to go help him with only his fishing rod. And then he attacked Hisoka with everything he had. And he actually hit him at the beginning, I think. He did. We caught him off guard. And then basically Hisoka was like, man, you little boy, man. Like, who are you? And then he finds something special about Gold. He says, you passed my exam, man. Because it was like a bum's trying to jump him. And then Hisoka was like, bro, I'm going to be the examiner, bro. I'm going to determine if y'all are worthy to be hunters, even though he's not an examiner. So he killed the rest of the guys. They weren't worthy. They failed. But Gold came back to help his friend. And he was like, bro, you passed. And then he let him go on. Killua, who's an assassin, really didn't even understand all that stuff that was going on, bro. He was like, bro, like, why did you go back for them? They're weak. So we get on to the other phase of the exam, where basically they had to face their fears and they had to respect all types of hunters. Like there was a female hunter who was like a gourmet hunter, and a lot of other hunters didn't respect her, but they forgot she was still a hunter, and she had mad skills with her knives and could cook in the hunts. And her name was Machi, I believe. And basically, like since like she failed everybody because they couldn't cook, she just like y'all just get some spider eggs, bro. And they got the spider eggs, but they had to go on top of a volcano. And all the people that were fearful and stuff like failed. And the next phase was like Prisoner's Island or whatever. And basically they had to basically navigate through the prison to basically like work as a team. Like Gold's team, it was like a navigation to the center or to the end of the prison. And basically Gold was paired with like Karapika, Killua, the whole pack. And that it was this dude that was basically like there to only like mess with rookies. So basically, like he showed that basically being a hunter isn't just about like your like skills, your overall strength and stuff like that. It's about your intelligence. Because basically during that part of the exam, Gold basically uses cleverness because like they had two ways. Either a way that takes forever to get to the final exam spot, and if they would have took that way, they would have failed. Or a place where basically they took that spot, but like, it was like, I think it was like opposite. It was two routes, a quick and easy route and a route that would have taken days. But like Gold used his cleverness because like, he got the shovels, there were shovels, he used the shovels and the stuff to break an opening to the other side so they would get there early. And then like the last part of that part of the exam was basically they was on an island where basically they had to get other people's badges. And basically, like, I love this part of the exam because it wasn't about your overall strength. It was about like using your cleverness to get the badge and you pass. Well, Gold had to basically take Hisoka's badge. And Hisoka was like strong, so he just couldn't just take it from him. So he had to figure out how to blend in with his surroundings so Hisoka wouldn't notice him. So basically, after like a couple days of practice, he took Hisoka's badge by blending in with his environment. He attacked Hisoka while he was attacking someone else. And boom, Hisoka was surprised though, man. He was like, bro, how does a little kid take my badge? And then Hisoka was like, bro, like, you're special. And he punched him. Took his badge back, but he gave it, like, I think he took his badge back. He gave Gold his badge and like, bro, you can keep it because I see something special to you and I want to beat your butt later. He was like, all right, bro. The Gold was mad, talking about I don't need it, man, but you owe me. But he took the badge anyway, and then it got passed. But the final part of the exam was more about testing about your willpower because it was like a battle royale and stuff like that. And then like Gold passed by not giving up to the ninja dude, but Killua ended up killing his opponent, which failed. Overall, like the Hunter exam part was an amazing arc, and don't forget to like and subscribe.